In a surprising twist that could reshape global economics, U.S. officials are praising their initial chats with China as incredibly productive, right as President Trump takes off for a high-stakes Asian tour that includes a sit-down with his Chinese counterpart. But here's where it gets intriguing. What does very constructive really mean in the world of international diplomacy? For beginners diving into trade talks, let's break it down. Constructive discussions often imply that both sides are open to ideas, willing to listen, and even exploring compromises, rather than just digging in their heels. It's a diplomatic code word that suggests progress without committing to anything concrete yet. In this case, imagine seasoned negotiators from the U.S. and China hashing out tariffs, intellectual property disputes, or supply chain issues over a conference table in Malaysia. The fact that the U.S. is highlighting the positivity right off the bat could signal a willingness to de-escalate trade wars that have strained relations for years, potentially benefiting global markets by reducing uncertainties around imports and exports. And this is the part most people miss. These talks aren't happening in isolation. As President Trump jets into Asia, his itinerary is packed with meetings that could influence everything from trade pacts to geopolitical alliances. Picture this as a chess game where each move, starting with these Malaysian negotiations, builds toward a potential payoff next week with China's leader. For context, trade relations between the U.S. and China have been rocky, marked by tit-for-tat tariffs and accusations of unfair practices. If these early discussions are truly yielding positive vibes, it might pave the way for agreements that boost American jobs, lower consumer prices on goods like electronics or clothing, and stabilize supply chains disrupted by recent global events. But here's where controversy brews. Is this optimism genuine or just a smokescreen for tougher stances down the line? Some analysts argue that labeling talks constructive is standard diplomatic fluff, especially in Trump's administration, known for bold, unpredictable maneuvers. Critics might say it's a way to soften public opinion before dropping demands that China finds unacceptable, like deeper market access reforms. On the flip side, proponents could counter that any step toward dialogue is better than the escalations we've seen, potentially averting a full-blown trade Cold War. For instance, recall how past summits have led to temporary truces. Think of the 2018 G20 talks that paused tariff hikes for a bit, only for tensions to flare again later. Could this be a real breakthrough, or just another chapter in an ongoing saga? October 25, 2025, at 3:21 a.m. UTC, updated on October 25, 2025, at 10:59 a.m. UTC. Our Supply Lines newsletter delivers daily insights into the ever-evolving world of global trade, keeping you ahead with the latest developments, expert analysis, and actionable trends. Whether you're a business leader watching currency fluctuations or a consumer curious about import costs, it's your go-to for staying informed. Sign up here to join the conversation and get these updates straight to your inbox. Do you buy into this constructive narrative, or do you see it as political theater? Could these talks actually lead to lasting peace in U.S.-China trade, or are we setting ourselves up for disappointment? What do you think about Trump's approach to diplomacy in Asia? Jump into the comments below and let's discuss. Your news could spark some lively debate.